The 63rd Mechanized Battalion of Ukraine carried out FPV drone strikes on Russian soldiers positioned in abandoned houses in the Kupiansk sector of the Kiev region. In this area where Russian forces have struggled to maintain full control, Ukrainian units continued their persistent drone operations, consistently targeting positions and movements. On closer inspection, it became clear that shelters had been built among the ruins to conceal them more effectively and avoid attention. Russian soldiers constructed these positions beneath piles of rubble. However, Ukrainian reconnaissance drones have been scanning the area for weeks and eventually uncovered the hidden shelters. Elsewhere, 2 Russian soldiers tried to conceal themselves behind the wall of a ruined building, with one even pulling branches in front of him to blend in. Within seconds, a Ukrainian drone struck, killing both instantly. A pair of Ukrainian M2 Bradley infantry fighting vehicles advanced into Voron village, Dnipropetrovsk region, and opened fire on tree lines where Russian forces had infiltrated. Ukrainian soldiers rescued a homeowner trapped under rubble following a Russian strike. This operation was carried out by the police patrol Brigade Predator in the Torts direction, highlighting that Russian forces continue to hit civilian areas. Stopped a Russian kamikaze drone that had become entangled in fiber optic lines. Without weapons or protective gear, the man managed to disable the drone and detach its explosive payload before it began to emit smoke and catch fire. The incident, captured on video, spread widely on social media, drawing both admiration and warnings from Ukrainian officials, who stressed the extreme danger of such actions. Ukrainian fiber optic FPV drones targeted Russian soldiers, a tank, and logistics vehicles in the Lima direction. Operation carried out by the Signum Battalion. These strikes caused significant damage to Russian supply lines and logistics. Many vehicles and equipment were destroyed, slowing down the movement and reinforcement of Russian forces in the region. Many vehicles and equipment were destroyed, slowing down the movement and reinforcement of Russian forces in the region. Footage from the 18th Brigade shows a series of FPV drone strikes in the Donetsk region. The targets included Russian positions inside a building and a dugout near Chasiva and Bakhmut. In addition, a kamikaze UAV strike successfully destroyed a howitzer. These operations highlight the growing use of drones across this sector of the front. On the morning of August 28, 2025, a Russian missile struck a residential building in Kiev at random. This marked the 10th such strike this week. Russian forces continue to carry out indiscriminate missile and kamikaze drone attacks on buildings across Ukrainian city centers. You can support us by liking and commenting on the video. Ukrainian aviation carried out a precision strike in the village of Torsky Donetsk region. The target was a building where Russian assault units had assembled. The strike resulted in the complete destruction of the structure, highlighting the continued intensity of operations in this sector. A Ukrainian soldier deployed an anti-tank device against Russian forces positioned in a pillbox near Kostiantynivka in the Donetsk region. The operation was recorded by the 3rd Line Battalion of the 111th Luhansk Territorial Defense Brigade. An FPV drone pilot from Ukraine's 10th Army Corps struck a Russian ammunition depot near Kupiansk. The resulting blast also caused casualties among several Russian soldiers. Yesterday, a train carrying fuel and lubricants in Django, Crimea, was struck, resulting in its destruction and disrupted supply lines. Throughout August 2025, the Ukrainian 414th U.S. Brigade, known as the Magyas Birds, carried out continuous, highly effective drone operations against Russian forces. Using a combination of FPV drones, and specialized UAVs, the brigade targeted and disabled numerous Russian armored vehicles, transport trucks, and artillery positions.
A Ukrainian FPV drone identified a Russian soldier isolated and alone. Upon noticing the drone, the soldier panicked, unsure of how to respond. He made several attempts to escape, but quickly realized it was futile. In a moment of desperation, he appeared to plead with the drone, but despite his efforts, he ultimately became its target. Two Russian soldiers were observed outside their trench near the village of Torsky in the Donetsk region. At the same time and location, two Ukrainian soldiers were carrying out a reconnaissance mission in the nearby forest. The soldiers unexpectedly came face to face, leading to a sudden exchange of fire. The Ukrainian troops deployed several grenades into the shelter and engaged with small arms. Following a brief but intense confrontation, the Russian soldiers ultimately chose to surrender. Renowned Russian war correspondent Andrei Filatov was targeted by a Ukrainian FPV drone while driving an all-terrain vehicle near the Pokrovsk front. The drone approached from behind but narrowly missed its mark. Fortunately, a panoramic camera mounted on the vehicle recorded the entire close encounter.
Целый. Здесь. Цел. Вообще похуй. Да. Целый. Здесь. Цел. Вообще похуй. Да.
UAV operators from the 68th Separate Reconnaissance Battalion of the 8th Guards Combined Arms Army of the Russian Armed Forces identified a Ukrainian mortar position and an ammunition depot in the town of Alexandra. A direct strike by an FPV unmanned aerial vehicle successfully neutralized both the ammunition depot and the mortar position. Reconnaissance units from the 5th Brigade detected the movement of a Ukrainian BMP-3 near the Balakan area. The coordinates were relayed to the Rubicon fire control system for targeting. The vehicle was intercepted during the initial strike and was further disabled in subsequent sorties.